Hey guys, Natalie here. So what we're going to be talking about today is a really popular topic, something that so many women are dealing with, and that's really this idea of, I'm burning so many calories, I'm working out so much, and yet I'm still not losing weight. How could this be? You've probably got your watch that's telling you you're burning, I don't know, 1,600 calories, and you're only eating 1,200. Or you're on the treadmill and you're burning 300 to 500 calories on that thing, and you're only eating like 800 calories. So you're just wondering, what is the deal? How could I be burning more calories than I'm taking in and not be seeing any changes? Okay, so we're going to talk about what's going on with you, because I know this is going on with almost every single woman that I work with. Okay, so I work with women, just so you know, I work with women with this specific issue, that they're training a lot, they love to work out, whether they love to or they just feel like they're trapped and they don't have another choice, they don't know what else to do, because they're afraid to stop working out and gain weight. So I work with these women who are working out a lot and eat pretty well, like eat very little, like they don't have a problem going to McDonald's, and they just are hitting a wall. They're spinning their wheels and they're not seeing any results for all of their effort, okay? And so here's what's going on, guys. So the first thing you have to understand is all that technology that you're looking at that's telling you how many calories you're burning, you're not really burning those amount of calories, okay? This is why I like to get my clients away from all the technology, because it just fucks with your head. And, there's just too much obsession with, tracking and counting and all this stuff. And that stuff doesn't really equate to results. And then you get frustrated and it just makes the whole thing worse. So you're not actually burning those calories. I still haven't gotten my part in, so my whiteboard is still a makeshift. But you're not burning that many calories. So let's say your watch is telling you you're burning 1,600 calories. You're actually not burning that amount for a few different reasons. Because you have basically over-dieted your way. You've over-dieted, you've over-exercised, you've overstressed your body to a point where it just starts to down-regulate, okay? So what, you used to be able to burn 1,600 calories, now you're burning 1,000. And you used to burn 1,000 calories, and now you're burning 500. And so this is where the discrepancy really lies. This is why it can appear like you're burning all these calories according to your technology, to the treadmill, to the app, whatever, but you're actually not burning that amount, okay? And you're actually making it worse by continuing to try to overtrain it, outwork it, out-diet it, out-exercise it, okay? And I'm going to talk about how that happens. And so, yeah, that basically, you over-dieted, you over-exercised, overstressed, body down-regulates the amount of calories that you're burning, and then you hit a wall. So you find yourself doing all this cardio, all this working out, just doing everything that you can to try to move the needle, to try to start seeing some results, and you get nothing. In fact, worse than nothing, you actually start feeling like shit, and you start getting bloated and puffy, and now you're freaked out about carbs and food, and you're just fucked, right? And so I'm going to show you what's going on here and the solution to get you out, okay? So all of this starts, it gets worse in three different stages. We all start off at stage 1, we move to stage 2, and then we find ourselves at stage 3, and that's usually by the point, that's once you get to stage 3, that's when you're calling me up, okay? Because nothing works and I'm going to fix you. So stage 1, this is like when you go on a diet, you've been on a diet for, 2 weeks, 4 weeks or something like that, and you kind of hit a plateau, right? Or your results start to slow down. Well, this is the first stage of which you're burning less calories. So this is kind of that point where, okay, you used to burn 1,600 calories. Now you're burning, 1,200. So now you're burning 1,200, okay? Not the actual amount on your watch. Some signs and symptoms that you're in this stage is you're going to be hungry, right? You're going to just kind of be hungrier. You're going to have a little less, unbalanced energy. You're going to be kind of good one day and then have low energy the next, and just going to be kind of sporadic and all over the place. And another big sign is that you're going to be having some cravings. You're going to be craving those sweet, salty, sugary type foods. Okay. So that's stage 1. All right. And so usually, you know, the women I work with, they're like, I've stopped seeing results, or I'm not seeing as good results as I was. I must have to double down and go harder. And so what do? They add another, you know, workout in, another run, or maybe they cut their calories more. And then that brings you to stage 2. Okay. So stage 2, now you're burning even less calories. So you used to burn 1,200 calories over here, and now you're burning, I don't know, maybe 900, 1,000 calories in stage 2, okay? Now, some signs and symptoms that you can recognize that you're in this stage is you're tired, you're sluggish, you've got low motivation to work out, and another big indicator is sleep. You either have trouble going to sleep, or you have trouble staying asleep, getting a nice restful sleep. You kind of feel like you're wired, like the mind is running, but your body's super tired, but you just can't get some good sleep. Okay, so that's stage 2. Now, again, this is kind of where we hit a pretty good plateau during this time. And usually, women are like, I must still not be doing enough. I must have to I have to do more because what I'm doing isn't working. So they double down again, and then they find themselves in stage 3. Okay, so stage 3 is kind of where this metabolic damage starts to happen. It's not actual damage. It's your metabolism doing exactly what it needs to do to protect you, to keep you alive. But what's going on, as a response to trying to keep you alive, it's burning less and less calories. Okay. So you used to burn 1,200 calories. Well, actually you started off with 1,600 before you started the diet. Now you're burning 1,200. Then you burned 900. And then over here, you're burning like maybe 600 calories. Okay. And so your watch is telling you you're burning 1,600, but you're actually burning 600. Okay, so 1,000 calories less, and this is why you're actually not seeing any results. Okay, you absolutely will lose weight when you're burning more than you're eating. But the thing is, your body's not actually burning it because it's trying to hold on to it because it thinks that you're starving it, because you are, basically. Okay, you're either starving it or it feels like it's just so stressed out from you just trying to go and, work out all the time and, obsess over food, and you've got, stress from life. Your body's just in this constant shock, this constant stress mode. It's on constant alert. And so when it's in constant alert, it's going to protect and hold onto your body fat. It's not going to want to let that stuff go. So it does so by down regulating the amount of calories you burn. Signs and symptoms of this stage is going to be gas, bloating, digestive issues, stomach pain, cramps, that kind of stuff. All right. Another few big signs would be a decreased libido. So this is a really big one. Your desire to have sex is not really there anymore. And then another huge one, which is the biggest one, is going to be irregular menstrual cycle. So, maybe you're heavy one month and then you're light the next, or you're short, your period comes up quicker and then it's longer the next month. It's just kind of all over the place. Okay. And then another good one is, this is kind of where, you start to see some pretty big issues is, you start getting puffy and swollen. These are all stress responses. Your body is literally just screaming at you, cut it out, this isn't working, and you're just so hard-headed that you're not listening and you're just looking at everybody else thinking that you need to be doing more, okay? And this ultimately, if you do not listen, it will result in hypothyroid, diabetes, autoimmune diseases, just a whole slew of things that may never come back. You could lose a lot of your health for good. Some people bounce back, some don't. And so this is very important. This is very serious stuff that you can take too far, too quickly, and especially the older you get. So women, over 35, they really want to make sure they're not running into these signs and symptoms because your body isn't as resilient as it used to be. And so, you never know, you may get hypothyroid and your thyroid may never be the same. You might get become diabetic, and you may never bounce back. So this is serious stuff. You can get autoimmune diseases, fibromyalgia, all sorts of stuff. Okay. And so you know, this is usually when people are just so fed up, just so just stuck and frustrated and not sure what else to do. This is where people call me up, because they realize that doing the same thing that they're doing is just taking them further down the line, like just making it worse. Traditional diets are just going to make it worse, okay? And so the solution that I can provide to you, that my program will do for you, is what we're basically doing is I'm teaching you how to lose fat in a way that takes stress off the system. So we stop really doing the traditional style of dieting. We focus on stress management, and we use a very specific system, my green, yellow, red system, to make sure that we're balancing out the calorie gap that you've basically brought on you. Okay, so all of this really stemmed from you bringing on too much stress into your life. So let's say you were eating this much and then you were exercising this much. Well, that calorie gap, the gap between my two hands, is equivalent to the amount of stress that's on your body. And when you work with me, I'm going to show you how to take that stress and shorten up that gap. So we can still work out. We can still, we also don't work out on some days, and I show you how to lose fat on the days that you don't work out, how to lose fat on the days that you do work out. But the idea is to really shrink that calorie gap, and we do so in a very specific system in my one-on-one program. A lot of coaches kind of do this sloppily, like they'll just tell you to refeed or reverse diet. And typically when you do that, it's just a really sure way to gain a lot of weight really quickly, because your body can't handle the calories. So, you know, I bring you back to sort of a ground zero, reset the body's ability to burn fat and build muscle, and we start losing fat from the get-go. Whereas other coaches may tell you that they want to reverse diet you and that you're going to gain weight, or they're just going to give you refeeds, and you definitely don't want to do that if you're showing these kind of signs and symptoms. Okay, so hopefully that helps you understand, and maybe you can identify like what stage you're in, and make sure that if you're anywhere around this stage 2 and stage 3 area, you definitely want to get some help. You definitely don't want to do a regular diet. Okay. And just so you know, like these signs and symptoms, that's part of stage 2 as well. So all of these go, this is stage 2 symptoms are going to be 1 and 2, and stage 3 symptoms are going to be signs and symptoms from stage 1, 2, and 3. So it's a cumulative. Okay. So just kind of take a look at what you think you're experiencing. And if you're anywhere in this sort of range, that red flag should be going off, and you should be looking out for some help, whether it's with me or with somebody else. That's up to you. But I would love to help you. I'd love to see if you're a good fit for the program. I don't accept everybody. I do want to make sure that I'm working with women with this specific issue. So if this is you, then just comment down below, or reach out to me, and let's set up a phone call so I can just help you figure out what's going on and what your program would essentially look like to get you the results that you are looking for. All right, guys, I hope you learned something. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.